the 5 mistakes that are blocking you from making money in your online coaching business. In this video, I will break down the 5 biggest mistakes I was making in my coaching business in the first 3 years in my coaching journey that held me back from making a consistent, substantial income. And I'll also share with you by the end of the video the steps that helped me get to consistent 10K months 3 years later. Stick around so you don't have to waste 3 years of your life making the mistakes and then another 3 years figuring everything out. I'll share that with you in this video. Mistake number 1 is simply trying to work with everyone. I'm starting out in my coaching journey 2016 and I feel like, man, I have this gift. My life was transformed through personal growth. I want to share this gift with others. And it doesn't matter who they are, I'm open to helping anybody. And you may be feeling the same way when you're starting out in your coaching journey. And that's very admirable. That means that your heart is in the right place. And it's a very kind, charitable notion. However, what you will discover is that the hunter going after all rabbits catches none. And when you try to work with everyone, you kind of end up working with no one in particular. Like, of course, you can have coaching clients come through from referrals and other sources when you're just a generalist life coach. However, what you will find very quickly is one, a lot of people are not coachable, and you got to market your coaching towards people that are coachable, that are not in survival mode, that have a mindset where they can actually take action and follow your instructions, where they have a problem that's painful enough or a desire that's strong enough that really draws them forward. So that's super important in choosing your ideal client avatar, that they are like that. The second thing you might find is that you cannot become a specialist. You cannot really have profound impact if you don't choose a specific type of person to work with. And I could go really, really deep in detail about this because this is one of the key things to start with. It's not to choose what you're going to do as a coach, but who you're going to work with, who you're going to spend your time with, because you're going to spend a lot of time with this ICA. You're going to spend a lot of time with this type of person. So you got to choose wisely and carefully. Now, drop a comment below if you would like a full in-depth video on the ideal client avatar. I have a lot to say, and I go very deep into this in my work with clients, and I'm happy to share a lot of the parameters that we use to choose ideal client avatars for them that really work great. So yeah, just let me know in a comment below. But for the sake of keeping this video rapid, let's just summarize with, you gotta choose a type of person to work with. It's a very big mistake to try to aim for everyone. Alex Hormozi says, don't make me niche slap you. And your niche begins with choosing the type of person you want to work with. Mistake number 2 that you may be making, that I'm definitely making 2016, early stages of my coaching journey, even once I am choosing the type of person I want to work with, is not choosing a problem that I specialize in. And you may not have a problem that you specialize in because you're thinking, hey, I can help someone with their entire life. If I coach them, they're gonna get better in health, wealth, and relationships. And those 3, by the way, are the kind of 3 major categories of a niche of where your service is gonna fall into as a coach: health, wealth, and relationships. And yeah, 2016, 2017, me, young beginner coach Martin, I'm thinking the same. I'm like, man, I improved all of those areas simultaneously in my life. I can help someone improve those in their life simultaneously too. That's what makes sense, right? However, again, here comes the niche slap, because this is advice that gets repeated very often. You gotta pick a niche, you gotta pick a niche, you gotta pick a niche. And it's not a joke. I'm at that time trying to sell my service to clients. Now I've chosen a client avatar, right? I've chosen, let's say, ambitious, career-oriented men, and I wanna sell them something. What am I selling them? Become your best version. Find your life purpose. Live the life you truly want. These are solutions to problems that are just way too philosophical, abstract, and yeah, they're just not offering a tangible solution. How do you know if you really found your life purpose? How do you know that you've really become your best version? When you get to the end of my program and I asking you, okay, did we succeed? Are you your best version yet? If you're having a good day, you might say, yeah, dude, I'm my best version. Thank you so much. Loved it. Or you might say, having a really shitty day, you might say, man, no, I'm not my best version at all. You know, I was late to work this morning. I spilled coffee on my pants. I feel insecure about my height, whatever it is, right? So I'm coming across this obstacle in my journey journey as a young beginner coach, and you may be coming across this too now, that yes, even though your coaching, your craft can help all areas of life, health, wealth, and relationships, you gotta pick one. You gotta pick like a Trojan horse. Why? Really simple. Because the market competition is so fierce. The market is so saturated. If you pick life, I'm a life coach, then other people who are specialists are going to come in, dating coaches, health optimization coaches, business coaches, right? Who have these solid promises like lose 10 pounds, make 10K a month in your business, get 3 dates a week. And if they position themselves right, and people are going to pick that outcome, that solid promise, because they know I'm investing X money and I'm getting Y result. And also I can tell if I succeeded or not. Did I make 10K or not? I look at my numbers. It's yes or no. It's a binary outcome. Same with, did I get 3 days? Did I get this? Did I get that? There you go with a binary outcome. A yes or no outcome is an absolute necessity and non-negotiable to have in your niche. So don't make the mistake of not having a problem that you specialize in solving. All right, biggest mistake number 3 is not having a signature method. Again, very saturated market in coaching. And again, I'm encountering this problem too when, maybe I'm in like 2018 at this point and I have the person, I have the problem I want to solve. Cool. I want to work on confidence for relationships. I'm making it very specific. And hey, there I am in the market online on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, amongst all the other relationship and confidence coaches for ambitious men. What makes me stand out? That's a great question to ask yourself. What makes you stand out when you're marketing your coaching? Even if you have a niche, that's not enough. There's hundreds, if not thousands of people in your niche already. So you gotta have a signature method. And by signature method, I mean 2 things. Number 1, you gotta create a solution for the problem that your ideal client is experiencing. That's number 1. Do not be a coach who's just winging it, who's just showing up for 12 calls throughout 12 weeks, intuitive coaching. We get on a call, you tell me what's wrong, and we talk about it. If you go down that route, you're gonna regret not having utilized that time much better, much more productively, taking on feedback much more systematically, and building a program, building a signature method out of that. Because every time you coach, you're actually collecting data, improving your coaching methodology, coaching process for the future. And you should really have a starting out signature method that you're using where you have a solid idea of what is the solution I'm bringing in to help my client, and taking their feedback on improving it for being a better coach. This industry is not only about making money, right? I know I talk about making money a lot, and honestly, partly I do that because I know it gets clicks. I know that's what you guys want to see on the surface, right? However, behind making money is the skill of being a great coach who gets great results, amazing testimonials that make more people buy, and also it, gives you a reputation, sends you referrals. So that'll be number 1 reason to get a signature method. Reason number 2 would be to stand out from that saturated market. For me, that signature method right now is sovereign systems, and I use these systems in many different ways, but at the core of them is an interactive way of working together through mind maps. It's something I developed from scratch on my own, and it has worked amazingly for me and for my clients. It's something that really differentiates me from the market. When I show it to people in discovery calls, they're like blown away. They're like, whoa, okay, you got something I've never seen before. And that has absolutely skyrocketed my sales from back then when I didn't have any sort of signature system. So again, don't make the mistake of going in completely unprepared. Have a signature method, a signature system that you're at least trialing out, and continuously work on that, package that in an attractive way for your ideal client. All right, mistake number 4 is not consistently reaching out to your ideal clients. So when I'm a beginner coach, I'm posting content on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and I'm just hoping that somebody will find this content and is going to message me and is going to ask me to get on a call and work with me, basically. And the reason I'm thinking this way is because I see other big influential coaches and self-development people out there, and this is what they do. They just pump out content and they seem to be doing super well. So I guess I just copy what they do. Wrong, false. If if you're attempting to do the same thing right now, you need to do break, pause, step on the brakes and just stop. Because when you're starting out, you have no audience, you have no authority, no expertise, and how are you going to expect anybody to reach out to you and work with you at that point? Just because even if they do see a cool video of you. The reason really big coaches with big audiences are able to just make sales like this by dropping a video mentioning that they have a program is because their audience is their authority. That's their social proof that they got it figured out. And that's why people buy from them, because if they have that many followers and they speak the truth, then they must be great. However, when you're starting out, you don't have that audience. You don't have that authority. So you need to leverage something else. And the thing that you can leverage at that time is your time, right? Your most abundant resource at that point, probably when you have zero or very few clients, is time you can invest in your coaching business, and the free resources online, where you can find your ideal client avatar and you can reach out to them on a daily basis, 5, 10, 20, 30 times a day, Monday to Friday, whatever works for you. Yes, I'm talking about cold outreach, very sort of stigmatized and frowned upon approach to business development in general, even though I think it's just because we judge sales. We judge sales because all of us have been either sold to in an aggressive way or we've been scammed. And so when I talk about cold outreach, when I talk about messaging strangers on the internet, starting conversations with them, a lot of people cringe up a little bit. Oh my God, I'm supposed to do that. And it's because of the frame that you view this in. It's because of the lens, your mindset around it. If you have any sort of anti-sales mindset, if you still have imposter syndrome, you don't feel comfortable taking up space anywhere and being like, hey, I'm the expert at solving this problem. Here I am. Do you have this problem? Do you not? Why do you? How long have you had it? Is my tool a fit for you? Let's talk about it, right? If you don't have that attitude, which is an absolute necessity if you want to start a coaching business, and you must develop it if you don't possess it yet, then of course, that idea is going to seem wild. You're going to think, man, people love their privacy. They don't want to be messaged by a stranger. Well, let me tell you something. When I'm going through this journey, I'm leading you guys through making all these mistakes myself. Guess who helps me overcome these mistakes and first realize what I'm doing wrong? A business coach who cold messages me, right? Messages me without any previous interaction on Facebook or Instagram. That's who. And he helps me tons. There's a lot of things he could have done better, but he helps me tons. And that didn't apply only to one coach of mine. Most of my coaches came to me through cold messaging me. It is not a coincidence that most big companies in the world are built on cold calling, door-to-door sales, email marketing. You didn't ask to be reached out to that way, but you were. And that's how sales have worked since forever, and that's how sales work today. There's nothing wrong with it. If somebody's not interested, they will just tell you no or not answer you, and that's not a bad thing. You gotta consistently reach out to your ideal client avatar, especially in the initial stages of building your business, because you don't have the leverage of a big audience like the big creators do. So you cannot just put out content and expect people to get enrolled into your business. In fact, I built my 10K a month plus. Now I'm some months, as of recording this video, I'm doing like 12 to 15K months, and it's all done through cold outreach. Yes, I'm starting to do YouTube now, and I'm starting to do ads and stuff because I have the resources to do so, but everything was built on cold outreach. And I really recommend that you don't make the mistake of not reaching out to people who could greatly benefit from your service on a very consistent. All right, guys, mistake number 5 is not selling yourself. This is a big one because I understand that coaching is a little bit like an art, and sales, business, entrepreneurship is a little bit more like a science, right? And a lot of coaches are a little bit more like artists. They're more like creatives rather than entrepreneurial, kind of like scientific, pragmatic, let's go get this shit done type people. At least in my experience. I might be generalizing. You can let me know in the comments which personality type you are, if you're more creative or you're more like scientific, pragmatic, entrepreneurial. But I realized that when I was getting into coaching, like again, I'm at the start of my journey, maybe I'm a few years in, I'm still very much of a creative. I look at coaching as like the kind of business I want to create for myself to kind of channel my creative endeavors and, package my gifts in the right way or whatever. And a big shift comes, like a massive shift comes when I realized that it's actually a science of entrepreneurship. And at the core of entrepreneurship is honestly sales. If you have all of these mistakes that we mentioned earlier corrected and you don't correct sales, you're still not going to have results. You're still not going to get clients. clients. So again, what is the whole thing, this dilemma around sales? Why is it that most people like feel yucky about sales, or they're willing to do everything in their business except jump on sales calls and sell themselves and sell their offer? Again, I think it's stigma. I think we've been traumatized by really shitty sales techniques that have been used in many industries, including coaching and online business and stuff, where sales is very manipulative and high pressure, and the whole sort of slimy car salesman stereotype comes to mind. But I genuinely think that is just kind of reflecting the state of our consciousness, right? Like, we're just coming out of like a very fear-based state of consciousness where things have been very manipulative in all of our systems around the world, not only in sales. And we're just stepping into like a new period. And in this new period, sales can be very different. I personally do sales super different. And I just look at sales as clear communication, completely transparent. There's no hidden agendas. There's no hidden anything. It's completely transparent and it's extremely honest. And what that means is that I get to show up to calls. And when I do sales, really, I start a call by setting an intention and saying, hey, I'm here on this call to get to know you, your business, and find out if you're a good fit to work with me. And, in that process, I will give you some value and then we'll see where it goes. That's the frame. I'm super honest. And if somebody's not okay with that, they can get off the call. It's no worries, right? I'm the expert. I'm the authority. I hold the value in the dynamic, and I decide if I want to work with you or not. I'm the one qualifying you and not the other way around. And that's the honest truth, because one client is not going to change my life, but my program can change that one person's life. That should be your sales mindset. And from there on forward, it's just an extremely honest conversation about what problem they're experiencing, what desire they have, what they've tried so far, what are their obstacles, and mostly what are their excuses. Really, sales also includes a little bit of coaching, because usually when you come to the end of a sales call, you will find that people have excuses like, let me go think about it, let me look at my finances, let me talk to my wife. They will basically do everything to not have to make a decision on the spot. And that's where you will usually have to coach them a little bit through their fear. You need to explore with them, okay, well, look, is it really the money or is it something else, right? Do you trust me? Do you trust my method? Do you trust yourself? What is really behind this? Is it that you're just trying to procrastinate on positive change like you have been up until this point? All of those questions are not salesy. They are honest. They are calling out things as they are, and they simply require a very strong, confident presence, an ability to just kind of sit in tension and help people confront their problems and coaching them through their fear so they can make an empowered decision to work with you or not. So guys, that is the fifth mistake and the fifth correction. Do not make the mistake of not selling yourself. Hope this video was enjoyable for you. Of course, you can support the channel by liking, subscribing, sharing. I'm looking forward to seeing your thoughts in the comments. And of course, check out one of the videos popping up on the screen right now where I share more massive value. I'll see you guys on the flip side. Peace.